Good morning. Happy Easter to you all. I'm going to be telling you something about the very first Easter day. Indeed, the very start of that very first Easter. And I'm going to be doing so using Lego and the Fantastic Brick Testament, and also reading from the Street Bible. We're going to cover all four Gospels, and we're going to be starting in chapter 24 of the Gospel of Luke, starting with the title, He's Back. Crack of dawn, Sunday. The women get to the tomb cave. Their bags are packed with the burial spices. They've not had time Friday night, and Saturday was flyby day. This is the first chance they've had. They get there, and the boulder's been shoved to one side. They go in, but Jesus' body is not there. They're stunned. What could have happened to it? Next thing, two angels are lighting up the whole cave with their dazzling bright clothes. The women hit the deck, petrified. The angels ask, "Why are you looking in a grave for someone who's alive and well? Do you think he'd hang around in a tomb? He's out of here. He's back from the dead. Remember what he said up in Galilee? He'd be handed over, executed, and then he'd come back after 2 days. Don't you remember?" Suddenly they do. It all comes back to them. He told them, and they'd missed it. They get back to the 11 and the others to tell them. Matthew tells the same event like this. The angel says to the women, "Don't panic. You're looking for Jesus, aren't you? Executed last Friday? Well, he's not here. He's back from the dead like he said he would be. Look where his body was. Empty. So go straight back to the rest of them. Tell them he's alive. Tell them he's making his way back up to Galilee. They'll see him up there." The women run. Weird combination of scared, stupid and ecstatic. They're locked on to their target, to tell the rest of them the news. Then Jesus steps out and says, "Hi." They stop and land at his feet, flat out in front of him. He tells them, "Don't panic. Go tell the rest of them to head back to Galilee. They'll see me up there." Mark says Peter tells it this way. The angel says, "Don't look so shocked. You're looking for the Nazarene, Jesus, executed Friday just gone. He's not here. He's back from the dead. Look, this is where he was. Now go back to the rest of them, including Pete. Tell them Jesus is going up to Galilee. You'll see him there, like he promised before they killed him." The women leg it from the tomb, shaking and confused, running straight past everyone, because they're too freaked to talk. After the women come and tell them, Jono and Pete go and see for themselves. Pete and Jono run to the tomb on pure adrenaline. Jono gets there first and looks in. He spots the linen clothes lying there, but he's rooted to the ground. Pete catches him up and goes straight in. He spots the linen strips and the head covering folded neatly on the side. So Jono follows him in, and he knows it's true. Jesus is back. But neither of them clicks that the couriers knew this was coming years before. They go back home, but Mary Mag is still outside the tomb, sobbing away. She leans back to look into the cave and sees two angels in their white garb, sitting where Jesus' body has been, one at the head, the other at the feet. They ask her, "Lady, why the tears?" "They've taken my number one away," she says. "I've no idea where they've put him." She turns round and sees Jesus standing there, not that she recognises him. "Lady," he says, "why the tears? Who are you looking to find?" She assumes he's the gardener and says, "Mister, if you're the one who's cleared him out and taken him off somewhere else, then tell me. I'll go get him." Jesus just says, "Mary." She blurts out, "Coach!" Jesus backs off. "Don't grab onto me. I've not yet gone up to my dad. Go for me. Tell the guys I'm going back up to my dad and your dad, to my God and your God." Mary Mag tells the rest of the squad, "I've seen Jesus." She garbles out all the things he said to her. Thing is, even with the women returning saying they'd seen the empty tomb, Peter and John returning saying they'd seen the empty tomb, and Mary Magdalene saying that not only had she seen an empty tomb, but she'd seen Jesus in person, the rest of the disciples didn't believe until they saw Jesus. And this can be a problem for us when we're sharing with our friends that we believe in Jesus and we believe that he rose again on Easter Day. Because they can say to us, I can't see him. Why should I believe? And this is where we need to look to the Bible again. Because Paul writes in 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 4 and 5, "And my teaching and message were not delivered with skillful words of human wisdom, but with convincing proof of the power of God's Spirit. Your faith, then, does not rest on human wisdom, but on God's power." Put the way that I've heard Rico Tice from All Souls Anglican Place say it, we preach the gospel, the Spirit opens blind eyes. Or, to put it in a more simple way, our job is to tell people about Jesus. We leave the rest to God. Happy Easter.